Need a laptop that's built to perform and designed to last all day? Select Windows 11 PCs starting at $499.99 are now at Best Buy. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
Excuse me! Taxi!
Come on, what are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And you guys, big rally last night in Brooklyn with Bernie Sanders and Zoran Mondani and these three progressive candidates.
And there's a big primary in New York on Tuesday. On Tuesday. June 23rd, Tuesday.
With those three candidates. It's going to be interesting, John, to see. Because one of them, the Chevalier, is going up against Adriano Espaillat, who's with the Hispanic caucus. I mean, he's been there forever, but I guess he doesn't work for Bernie Sanders.
Well, Governor Patterson, you want to say something?
Well, I reached out to Congressman Espaillat, and I don't know what the problem is. Maybe today's a holiday, the office is closed. But when you're in a race and someone's trying to find you, they have to be able to do that. I'm hoping to get him for us by Monday.
Oh, that'd be great.
That is great.
That'd be great.
And in the studio this morning, and we went overtime. We went into we went into.
Brian Kilmeade? Was it Brian
Kilmeade's time.
It was Brian Kilmeade in progress.
We had, at 9:55, President Kennedy's grandson showed up, and we went to 10:10.
Oh, interesting.
15 minutes.
Very interesting to hear from him. I mean, and he's doing well in that race.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I mean, of all the Democrats, maybe he's the saner of the insane.
Now, John, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Let's say that your son or your daughter decided to run for one of these offices, but you're very high profile, like a Caroline Kennedy. Would you come in and make the commercial for them?
Well, Tricia Nixon did it for her son Christopher, right, Ed? And
I guess that worked out.
I mean, Tricia was out there for Christopher every day, every weekend, every day.
No, she did.
And that's what a mother does.
Yes,
that's what a mother does.
Absolutely.
And Caroline,
that's great.
And Caroline Kennedy is out for her son, Jack Schlepp.
By the way, he looks so much like when you see him. I mean, he reminds me of JFK Jr. so much when I look at him.
Mothers, forget about fathers. Even though it's Father's Day, mothers are always out there for their sons.
You can always count on women. That's the bottom line.
Are you talking about
you can always count on
Wait
women.
a second. Are you talking about non-gestating parent day?
Oh, no.
Well, let's go.
Your Honor.
The judge wants me to puke. Look, is Melissa DeRosa on or what?
She is.
Let's go to Melissa DeRosa.
I'm going to save you, all right?
Let's move on.
Let's go to Melissa DeRosa. Melissa, it's great to have you here. Speaking of all the craziness, we were talking about the rally last night, and then you had Bernie Sanders there, and he's looking at Zoran Mondani and says, what you are doing should be a model for America. What do you think of that?
Well, first of all, I mean, there's a lot of layers to what's going on here, and I'd be interested to see what Governor Patterson has to say about it. But the fact that he came into Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries' literal backyard in Brooklyn, so the sitting, leaders of both the Senate and the Assembly for the Democrats, to endorse against the people that are the incumbent Democrats who Hakeem Jeffries as the leader is representing, in and of itself, I think is a huge story. Just in terms of the civil war that is breaking out, they are going for broke. They've decided this is their year, and they're not playing by any of the traditional rules. So that in and of itself, and the disrespect that they showed to Chuck and Hakeem, I thought was staggering, and just shows you how serious they are about the DSA takeover of the Democratic Party. So that's one thing.
Well,
the
I'll
second
tell you,
thing, Rita, go ahead, Governor.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that it seems to be almost like part of the indoctrination of becoming a socialist that you just attack everybody. I mean, the mayor gets up at the Knicks rally and talks for 11 minutes. But how many points did he score in the last game? The real issue, I think, is that there are parties that have clashed all the time and people who don't get along all the time. But they showed absolute, abject disharmony with the other members of their party.
No, exactly. And by the way, I sort of enjoyed Jim Dolan taking his shot at Zohran Mamdani at the rally yesterday and saying, I don't have to get any votes. And by the way, Zohran Mamdani, who's now Mr. Knicks, who 1 year ago when the press asked him to name his favorite player, he couldn't name a single member of the Knicks. But
that is correct.
But that's who he is, right? He's a phony on every level. He's the champagne socialist who says, we need to do all these things for the people, and it turns out he is the oligarchy who has the, compound in Uganda and the servants who wait on them and hangs around with people who say, death to gay people. But in any event, so Tuesday is going to be very, very interesting. Rita, I thought you were generous in calling them progressives. I don't think these people who are running are progressives. I think that they are wackos.
Yeah, I agree. And dangerous. Dangerous. How about the Chevalier? Totally. How about Chevalier? I want to remind everybody, because this Dalariza Chevalier, who's running against Adriano Espaillat, she has been totally anti-Israel. She led the protests, by the way, those protests at Columbia University. And she's also said she wants non-citizens to vote. So that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, and she was out there October 8th rallying in support of Hamas after that terror attack, after the brutal rape and murder and kidnapping of all of the Israelis and, by the way, many Americans who happened to be there at the time. She has said she wants to abolish ICE. She wants to abolish the border, abolish the border. She wants to abolish prison systems. She wants to abolish the police. I mean, this is not like a difference between a center-left Democrat and a far-left Democrat. This is the difference between a center-left Democrat and someone who belongs in an insane asylum. And anybody who is listening, who is a voter in that district on the Upper East and Upper West Side, I'm sorry, not the Upper East, Upper West Side. I'm confusing now the Michael Asher Kennedy seat because you guys were talking about it. Up in Washington Heights and up in Harlem, in Governor Patterson's backyard, I urge you to vote, if you haven't yet, for Adriano Espaillat on Tuesday, because if we start letting women like this in, there is no turning back. And it is not just bad for the city, it's bad for the country.
Melissa, I was out there last weekend, and it is close. It's not just some upstart. There's apparently some money behind her. And then there's a kind of lack of political, advice on the other side.
Yeah, I was interested, Governor, because obviously there's the long-standing feud between the, Keith Wright's family and Adriano. Have the sides come together for the good of the future, or has everyone come together to try to get behind Adriano, or do you feel like the energy's flat on the ground?
The only thing they've come together on is the Knicks.
That's something we can all come together on. That's for sure. Right. Melissa, we love you. It's so great to have you. On that note, that's a happy note for a Friday. We'll take it.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Melissa.